This is a Gita class, chapter 12, and then sloka number 10. Bhakti Yoga. We'll do the Mangalacharna prayer. So, Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjalatanasalagaya Chakshar Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sakrayatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savabhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lilita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vichapati Tanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is the Bhakti Yoga 12th chapter and 10th sloka. अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थम् अपि कर्माणि कुर्वं सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थम् अपि कर्माणि कुर्वं सिद्धिम् अवाप्स्यसि अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थम् अपि कर्माणि कुर्वं सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि Abhyase in practice, api even if, asamartha unable, asi you are, mat karma my work, paramaha dedicated to, bhava become, madartham for my sake, api even karmani work, kurvan performing, siddhim perfection, avapsasi you will achieve. Translation by the Prabhupada. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. So in the 8th sloka, Bhagavan says, even before that also, he says like when you, my sarvani karmani, when you work for me all the time, everything, donate everything, then I will take care of everything you. I will get out from the Mrityu Samsara. I will, take out you from the cycle of Mrityu Samsara. Okay, that is what it is in the Sarvani Karmani. Tesham Aham Samuddhatta. Eti Sarvani Karmani, in the 6th and 7th slokas. Mai Sarvani Karmani. Then, and then also he says like Mrityu Samsara Bhava Vinichirat Parda Maya Veshita Jensam Mam Dhyayanto Pasate Ananyena Eva Yogena. All the time, and think about Bhagavan only. That's what. And for that, he is giving the tips. The first one he says, fix the mind and then give the intelligence to me. That is the ultimate thing. Next one he says, if you can't do it, then follow the regulative principles of Abhyasa Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. So with the regulative principles, what you will be doing, the goal is to give the mind and buddhi to Bhagavan, Krishna. That is the goal. With that goal, you are doing all this. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, all this devotion. Now in this sloka, he says, even if you can't able to practice that, just try to work for me, working for the Bhagavan. Because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage, he says. So when you are working for Krishna consciousness, or work for that, then what happens eventually, mind will be cleaned. When the mind is cleaned, then the mind will stable and then revert back, introvert back into the self-realization. So because of the dirt in the mind, subtle level, vasanas, in the karna sarira, that's why the mind is going out and not staying inside the Atma. Going out means going behind the Indriya Bhogas only, all the Indriyas only. So the main reason is avidya, kama, karma. So the desires are there in the mind because of the avidya, thinking that I am the body. Because I am the body thinking, because of the body consciousness, these desires are coming. If you really see, all the desires are related to our Atman only. Our Atman is Satchitananda, eternal, you want to be eternal all the time. The body, because of the body consciousness, body should be always eternal. That is what everybody trying. Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and then even what is that? Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, everybody Bhagavatam says like they want to be eternal because of the nature of us. Even us also, we never want to die. We don't want to think about that eternal. And then Satya Chitta Ananda. Chit means consciousness. We want to be knowingness. We like the knowing of things. That's why the gossipings or anything, any interesting topic, immediately everybody wants to know it. Because that is the nature of us. That is the reason we want to know everything, and that's where instead of knowing ourselves, if you are trying to know the Maya, which is we cannot even know it, and then what happens eventually you will be into the Mrityu Samsara. Same thing, you want to be eternal with the body because of the body consciousness, you want to be thinking about the bodies, and then you will keep on getting the bodies, and then you will again entangle in there. That's why you need a knowledge, the buddhi. And then Ananda, you are, because in the deep sleep, Turiya, not even Turiya, Sushupti. The Turiya is another state, of course. But in the deep sleep, when we are experiencing that happiness, but without that is the bliss, because of that, we are, after in the dream and waking state also, we are hankering for the happiness. That's why for each and every Indriya, Bhoga, the end result you are expecting is the happiness. So that is what it is. So with the knowledge, you need to understand, educate the mind and buddhi that outside there is nothing there. It's all our swarupa only. All you need to is like a revert back, pratyek atma, pratyek, and then focus on the atma, us. That's what the Shastra says. So in this sloka he is saying like work for that. So let's see the purport. What is meant by work for me? Again, in the Sandhya and all that, what is Mama Vipata Dvitaksha Dwara, Sri Parameshwar Vichadam, for the pleasure of the Bhagavan. We are doing in Krishna Arpanamastu, Parameshwar Arpanamastu. After that, Etat Phalam, Prardhana and everything, then whole Phalam is for Bhagavan only. That is called working for Bhagavan. Let's see the purport. One who is not able to even to practice the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga under the guidance of a spiritual master can still be drawn to this perfectional stage by working for the Supreme Lord. How to do this work has already been explained in the 55th verse of the 11th chapter. What is 55th of the 11th chapter? Mat karma karan mat paramaha mat bhakta sangavajita, I think that is what. 11:55. So 11:55. Let's say that. 11:55. Mat karmakat mat paramaha mat bhakta sangavajitah nirvairas sarvabhuteshu yassa mameti pandava. That's what exactly is super. So, how to do this work already explained in the 5th chapter. We'll go back to the 55th of the 11th chapter and we will read that purport also, which is very helpful because of the confusion. Then one should be sympathetic to the propagation of Krishna consciousness. There are many devotees who are engaged in the propagation of Krishna consciousness and they require help. So even if one cannot directly practice the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, he can try to help such work. Every endeavor requires land, capital, organization, labor. Just as in the business, one requires a place to stay, some capital to use, some labor, and some organization to expand. So the same is required in the service of Krishna. The only difference is that in materialism, one works for the sense gratification. The same work, however, can be performed for the satisfaction of Krishna, and that is a spiritual activity. If one has sufficient money, he can help in building an office or temple for propagating the Krishna consciousness, or he can help with the publications. There are variety of fields of activity, and one should be interested in such activities. If one cannot sacrifice the result of his activities, the same person can still sacrifice some percentage to propagate Krishna consciousness. This voluntary service to the cause of Krishna consciousness will help one to rise to a higher state of love for God, whereupon one becomes a perfect. This is a good one. So, if you practice don't better, then do for work for Krishna. Whatever you can do it. Like we are donating to the temples, the Krishna temples and all that, which is a good one. And whenever we go there, we try to help. But yeah. So the point is always your mind should be not in the matter, it should be in the spiritual, somewhere or the other. So first one is man buddhi. If you are clean, and then give the Bhagavan to the mind to the Bhagavan and everything, then you are done. You don't need to do anything else. Later, if that, because of that, then you do the bhakti, puja, vijanam, kirtanam, shravanam, all those things. Even if you cannot do this, even here, same things, but everything, every minute, you should be devoting your time to the Bhagavan. Now let's read the 55th verse of the 11th chapter, which is like a Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yoga, and the last sloka of this Sandarshana Yoga. He says, the translation, my dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotion service, free from the contamination of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. These are the qualifications. He explained more. So in that, he works for me, who makes me, who works for me, he who works for me. That is important here. So that we will take from this sloka, because so many other things also mentioned here. Basically, again, same thing. No desire and no mental speculations. All the results to the Bhagavan only. He is the one who is doing everything. And then make him like a supreme goal and friendly to all the living entities. Again, all living entities friendly means that's where you will be tested. Now, as far as work is concerned, one should transfer his energy entirely to Krishna consciousness activities, as stated in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So basically say one should transfer his energy entirely to Krishna consciousness activities, especially in this age. At an older age, when the responsibilities are done, then you can devote every minute related to the Krishna consciousness activities. Yeah. Anasaktaya Vishyam Yadhartham Upayunjataha Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. This is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.255. The purport for this sloka is, no work should be done by any man except in relation to Krishna. This is called Krishna Karma. One may be engaged in various activities, but one should not be attached to the result of his work. That is also Krishna Karma only. When you are attached to the work, that is for you. When you are not attached to the work, giving the results to the Bhagavan, that means you are working for the Bhagavan, no matter what you do, because this is all Bhagavan's. Everything is Bhagavan. You do whatever activities you do, even taking care of this body is also the Krishna's activities. When you are detached from the results of this, you want to enjoy the body, pleasures of the body, that korika, desire, if you remove it, then everything is a Krishna service. One may be engaged, okay, the result should be done only for him, okay, not attached to the result of it, results of the work. For example, one may be engaged in a business, but to transform that activity into Krishna consciousness, one has to do business for Krishna. If Krishna is the proprietor of the business, then Krishna should enjoy the profit of the business. If a businessman is in possession of thousands and thousands of dollars, and if he has to offer all this to Krishna, he can do it. This is the work for Krishna. Instead of constructing a big building for his sense gratification, he can construct a nice temple for Krishna, and he can install the deity of Krishna and arrange for the deity service as it is outlined in the authorized books of devotional service. This is called Krishna Karma. And it's also tough. People think outside they are doing Krishna karmas, but inside we don't know whether the mind is cleaned or not. One should not be attached to the result of his work, but the result should be offered to Krishna, and one should accept as prasadam the remnants of offerings to Krishna. Yeah, but some effect will be there, definitely. One should not be attached to the results, but the result should be offered and should accept prasadam remnants of offerings. That means whatever the phala you get it, if you think that that's a prasadam of Krishna, that itself is enough. If one constructs a very big building for Krishna and installs the deity of Krishna, one is not prohibited from living there, but it is understood that the proprietor of the building is Krishna. One is not prohibited from living there. He can live there. This is called Krishna consciousness. If, however, one is not able to construct a temple for Krishna, one can engage himself in cleaning the temple of the Krishna. This is also Krishna karma. One can cultivate a garden. Anyone who has land in India, at least any poor man has a certain amount of land, can utilize that for Krishna by growing flowers to offer him. One can sow tulsi plants, because tulsi leaves are very important, and Krishna has recommended this in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Param Toyam. Krishna desires that one offer him either a leaf or flower or fruit or a little water, and by such an offering he is satisfied. This leaf especially referred to tulasi. So one can sow tulasi and pour water on the plant. Thus, even the poorest man can engage in the service of Krishna. There are some examples. These are some examples of how one can engage in the working for Krishna. Okay. So gist is basically mind, subtle body is the problem. Problem in the sense like the gross body is matter, totally jada. Totally, it's like an inert matter. The Atman is totally Chaitanya, Purnam. You don't need to do anything. All you need is like you are that only. You don't need to do anything further. This Maya is the mind. That is what it is creating the problem. So our immediate duty as a human is to first to clean up the mind. How you can clean up the mind is you attach to the Bhagavan, detach to the material world, and all the results should be offered to the Bhagavan. In reality, if you really see, there is nothing, nothing is you, nothing yours, nothing you own, nothing basically. Even the body is not yours, the mind and all this is not yours, but you were given this because you desired for it to enjoy. You want to enjoy like Krishna, that's why you got it. Because of the ajnana, you did this. That's why you got this desire and this, but that's why you got the karma. Prarabdha karmas are given when you are in the womb of the mother womb. Everything is decided. Your prarabdha karmas are decided. Your sukha dukkhas are decided. Activities are decided. Everything. But the only thing one you have the freedom is free will is to use that 10% of your free will to be on the service of the Krishna. So think always about him only. Whatever happens, and you think, and then glorify the Lord, and then whatever in the day, just do only Krishna karmas. Then your heart will be cleaned. Okay, that is the main thing. So that is the first thing. First sloka, give the mind and buddhi to him. Again, this two famous slokas. Manmanabhamadbhaktamadhyajimam vaishyasuktvayam atmanam atprayanaha. Same sloka repeated in the 18th chapter also, 9th and 18th chapter. That is the main thing. So your mind should be always thinking about Lord. And if you are doing something, and then the result should be offered to Bhagavan. That's where you get the real peace also. Bhaktaram Vikidapsa means this. Because if you think that, oh, I am going to enjoy and I am the proprietor of that, then the problems will come. Because the material world, everything is problematic. Whatever you do, even if you buy a car, buy a home, everything, you will definitely don't enjoy. Immediately the dukham will come. So many things will come. You will never enjoy the matter as it is. The only thing to enjoy is to detach from the matter and give all the matter to the Bhagavan. That is what it is. Now Vidya Prakashanandagiri Swami says like Abhyasepya this soka. Even if you can't able to do the Abhyasa, he says like the Mat Karma Bhava. Mat Karma, again, Karma for Bhagavan. And he says like if the mind is not clean, not stable, then all you have to do is like Prahalada said also, all you do is just to do the Daiva Karyas. Daiva Karyamu, Dharma Karyamu, Paropakaramu, Parapranala Hitamu, Asakti, Nishkamam, Acharampannu. That's what it is. Mainly use your energy and everything on the Daiva Karyas, and then Dharma Karyas. Dharmanga, whatever you want to do it. Paropakara Priya, help the others if you can. And then Parapranala Hitam, and then for the welfare of the people. Okay, that is what you should be interested in. And then you should be Nishkamanga. You should not be attached to the desire. You are helping someone, but help as it is, but don't even desire for return or anything. And examples he given is Japa, Prardhana, Kirtana, Bhajana, Puja, Vrata, Bhagavad Pityardham. Again, Japas, because I did so much, I want this. No, the knowledge will give you that much power, because you are already Brahman, already you are Purnam. You don't need to achieve anything. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadichyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. There is nothing to achieve. You are already Atman, you are already Satchidananda. That's only the wheel is Maya. It's almost like you are the sun, and then the clouds are happened because of the sun only, and then the clouds are what is that? clouds are covering the sun and the light. That's why you see the darkness. That's what ajnana means. So that is what it is. So you always think about Lord, and even the Gayatri Mantra, so everything. While you are eating, do the prasadam, everything, wherever you are there, try to think of the Lord all the time. That is what it is. And then mat karma paramo bhava, then meaning ide. That's what mat karma. Oh, abhyase pyasamaddosi mat karma paramo bhava. Again there, manmana bhavan bhakta madhyaji mam namaskuru mami vaishya siktaya atma. No. Mat karmakat mat parama mat parama mat karmakat mat parama mat bhakta sangavajita nirvaira sarvabhutesha samamiti pandava. That's what the last look. Mat karma, basically same thing. So, because of doing all this, what happens when you are doing only for the Bhagavan, the karmas further related to the Bhagavan, what happens eventually your mind will be clean, and then you get the knowledge, and then after that, this so settled mind will be clean and then given to the Bhagavan. Kurvan siddhim avapsase means that's what it is. Moksha siddhi will come. So nishkamanga, daivapichi, chitta siddhyam, chitta suddhi. If you do that for Bhagavan's thing, then your chittam will be cleaned. Tadvara moksha. So the basically cleaned mind is the moksha. To clean up the mind, don't desire anything, do all the work for Bhagavan and devote everything to Bhagavan. That's what it is. Nishkama buddhi. So this is a practice. You need to do it. It's really challenging too. At the same time, very easy. You can feel the sukha in this life itself. Because the more and more you are entangled in the matter, you will see the problems. The more and more you are detached from the matter, you will see the relief. So you have to be patient, and then more intelligent, and every situation trying to think about the Lord, trying to think about the nature of the things. Like a yogi, you have to analyze each and every thing, and then based on that act accordingly. Every situation, no matter whether you are in the office or party or somewhere, or you are doing on your own stuff, the goal is for the mind is always to think about the Lord. So there are so many great bhakta principles like Bhakti Yogam. Navavida bhaktis are there. You can easily happily enjoy that. When you whatever your mode is, you can chant, and then you can read the book, you can chant the stotras, you can analyze the stuff, and then you can do the puja, you can do the kirtana, and then so many things. Then Atma Nivedana. Then simply, if you had whatever the thoughts, just devote all the thoughts to the Bhagavan. And then whatever the desires, you analyze about the desire. What exactly the desire is helping you. Whether you are really enjoying the desire, and what is that desire you really are getting it. So if you're thinking about the money, no matter how much money you have more pressure, but whatever is assigned to you, whatever you can able to handle it, you are given that. So be happy with whatever you can able to get it, and then do the dharmic way only. I know mind will always tries to go to the adharmic way. It loves it. That's what the nature of the mind is, because of the vasanas, because of so many life after lives. It's all the subtle body traveled all those lives and experienced all those ones. If you really see, all those experiences are just 5 only. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. 5 Gyanendriyas, 5 Indriyas only, going towards 5 objects only. In our lives of life after life, just Bhagavan made it only 5. Just these 5s are killing us. And then you need to analyze that. Each and every thought, each and every desire coming into the mind, analyze that part. And even because with this experience you lived so many years, and with this experience you can analyze like chewing the chew. Whatever the desire is coming, whatever you want to enjoy, you already enjoyed that particular. Because Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandhas are all enjoyed by the people. At least if you are so intelligent, at least after at least 25-30 years of age, people might have enjoyed everything. Shabda, listening the sounds, okay, and then somebody is praising you, that is also pleasing sound. Sparsha, touching, again sleeping on the nice beds and then having the sexual relation and all that touch. Sabda, Sparsha. Rupa, looking the beauty with the eyes. Rupa. Rasa, taste, and then Gandha is the smell. All those ones are already, we are already experienced it, and we know how the happiness comes, how the distress will come along with it. The dukkha is more, whereas there is only flickering happiness, and that happiness also coming from our nature only. When that flickering happiness comes, because of it's like a pressure reliever or pleasure reliever or whatever, then at that particular time, all the mind will be diluted or dissolved, and then the Atma Chaitanya, the Ananda of Advaita Chaitanya is revealed, and that is the effect we, the Jiva, will feel it. And that's what it is, thinks that it is the happiness coming from that particular object, but in reality it is not, it is our own Swarupa. Like so many examples, a dog is biting this bone, and then the blood is coming from her mouth only, but thinks that the blood is coming from the bone. That's what it is enjoying, but in reality that's what it is. Same thing, the Chamara Mruga, I think the smell comes from her belly only, but thinks that it is outside, and then finally it wanders and dies to enjoy that particular smell. So like that, it's our true nature. So we keep on reminding ourselves all the time that we are the Brahman, we are the Atman, not the body, not the body, not the body. And then we are not neti, neti, neti. Our consciousness means just one thing, not, and that is the consciousness. We are not the body, not the mind, not the indriyas, and not the intellect, not the I, and then that, not even the Karana Sharira, the one which is Sakshi is I, and that is what the consciousness is, and that is where the real happiness is also there, and that we are already experiencing that. Only thing is like we need to have this intelligence, keep on remembering ourselves, and don't go behind these indriyas. That's what the almost all the slokas tell about that. But still it takes time, and then Bhagwan's mercy and Acharya Kripas, slowly we will get there. Okay? Hare Krishna. Krishna Bhagwan ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai.